How did the Great Recession start? The severe crisis started after the rise of the US financial sector. The industry was making huge money in the damages caused by the crisis. The financial industry in the US was tightly regulated after the Great Depression, 1929 to 1939. For example, the banks weren't allowed to invest customers' deposits, prohibited from using the deposits to make risky investments. In 1982, the President of the US announced financial deregulation that allowed savings and loan companies to make risky investments with the depositors' money. Hundreds of savings and loan companies failed, resulted in a crisis that led to a $124 billion loss of taxpayers' money in 1985, but the deregulation continued. The people who had high involvement in the crisis were given top financial positions in the US government by Presidents Reagan, Clinton, and Bush. The financial sector influenced and captured the political system with economic lobbyists. In 1998, Citicorp merged with Travelers Group, violating the Glass-Steagall Act. A law passed after the Great Depression prevents banks from using depositors' money in risky investments. The Federal Reserve gave Citicorp an exemption for a year. Within a year, the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act was passed, overturning the Glass-Steagall Act. In 2001, there was a massive crisis in internet stocks, which costs around $5 trillion loss. Many analysts investigated and echoed that the investment banks were promoting internet companies knowing they are unreliable. For example, InfoSpace, an internet company highly rated by Merrill Lynch, was referred to as a piece of crap by analysts. In 2002, 10 investment banks paid $1.4 billion to settle financial fraud cases and promised to change their ways of operation. The world's biggest financial firms were caught for criminal activities like laundering money, funneling drug money, tax evasion for wealthy people. They walked free, paying billions as fines, with no criminal investigation. Derivatives. In the early 1990s, deregulation and technological advancements combined to form derivatives. Derivatives are like math created by physicists and mathematicians by colluding with the financial industry. Using derivatives, bankers can virtually gamble or predict anything like weather, oil, rise or fall of any share. By the late 1990s, derivatives were a $50 trillion unregulated market. Officials who proposed to regulate the derivatives market were threatened and forced to back off. Investment banks and economic lobbyists in the government claimed and confirmed the regulation of derivatives as unnecessary by passing a bill. By the time George W. Bush took office in 2001, the US financial sector was exploded with more money and power than ever before.
So, what was the reason for the economic collapse?
Wait for our next video.